not, because we're admins. Okay. Hold on one second. One of the important things that we need to remember when it comes to doing these hangouts anytime is whenever you create a hangout, you have to immediately go on your profile and you have to delete the post, because basically it puts a post out there that says that you're doing a live hangout. And if you don't want it to be live, you have to go delete it so that no one publicly, so people have to have the link to join it. And if you delete it from Google Plus, then you don't have to worry about it. All right, so there we go. Yeah, it says I have to delete the post because it says that I'm doing this. So I'm saying yes, delete. We don't want anybody to see it. This one says shared only with you. I still like to delete it. Okay. All right, that's good. So those are done. That's the first step. I'd like to have you do a checklist for her. And you can just, if you do that today, you can just bill that as if it happens tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's fine. Just that, yeah, up the steps. But
it's 4 o'clock.
Oh my God, can't believe it. Nothing. Yeah, they're no good. At the end of her trial period, which I have to figure out when it is, because we have to make a decision about this. Yeah, but so has GoToWebinar. Everything's been a pain. So, you know, trying to really figure out what makes sense. Go to GoToWebinar and this mostly. I also signed up for Zoom. I mean, we talked about instant teleseminar. There's Any Meeting, which I like Any Meeting. I like that it lets you have people on the screen as well. Honestly, I like Any Meeting. That would probably be the next one that I would suggest at this point, because I liked it. Kelly didn't like it and used to complain about it, but I like Any Meeting. GoToWebinar and GoToMeeting are the same, and that's the one we're having issues with. No, that's just so someone can share your screen to do work together. This one says it's live, yet, let me see something. I just want to see. Everybody's telling you that no one's in. Yeah, that's crazy. Take your time, of course.
something that I could do that could set me free. What's it going to take for me to get that destiny that I can control? And second of all, how could I utilize that and live it?
We could do this, that we could build a business from home successfully.
I think webinars are also addicting. When you're waiting for that next slide, there's that anticipation that can build up. I simply would not have a business without webinars. We're using webinars for everything today. For me, any point in my career, they're always waiting for you to reveal something. And there's magic in that.
So this is pretty insane. What if you built a tool and in a few months, 30 million people used it? I mean, would that get you excited? No, that just happened to us.
And we're so excited that we're going to celebrate. And you're invited to the party. And it wouldn't be a proper celebration without gifts, right?
No.
So we've got a full week of amazing business building gifts for you.
You see, in just a little over a year, over 17,000 Webinar Jam clients are about to cross over 30 million people registered for their webinars. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of business that they're doing with all of those webinar registrations.
Look, when we built Webinar Jam, we knew we had a winner.
Yeah.
But these numbers are crazy unprecedented. So this week, it's time to party.
The name of this party, of course, is Epic Results Week. So what we did is this. We've reached out to some of our rock star celebrity entrepreneur buddies, as well as reaching out to our most successful Webinar Jam clients. And what we did is we gathered up all of the best practices.
And we're going to share them with you all this week. And this is cool. Turns out there were 5 underlying core values.
We're calling them the 5 laws that all of the best they continually focus on during their most successful webinars.
It became obvious to me that webinars, 2008, 2000, that webinars were a fantastic tool for connecting, for communicating with people, for making sales, for delivering product, game changer.
I don't believe or a strategy you could use that has many people in a short amount of time for the
Something about a face-to-face connection. It makes
a home run for our business as far as building our list, our products and services.
Is the simplest, fastest, and easiest solution to get a message out there, to create a movement, or to drive sales. And in every single instance, it's a webinar success. Out to get.
Because I like to talk to the stuff. And during the breakdown, we started to see the thing is, this is a pattern of success that you can start using the minute you're done watching this video. And you're going to see why in just a minute.
Yeah, it turns out that these top marketers you're going to hear from all naturally use a consistent formula that generates dependable results. This was an important...
So we did our own research. We reverse engineered over 100 profitable offer-based marketing and webinar campaigns just to see exactly what they have in common.
And there was that pattern again.
Laws are this. They're distinct methods that email list building, which is great. Customer conversion, which all increases your profit optimization.
We believe they're vital and that every online business should live by their rules.
I think the 5 laws, your business is going to grow in a big way.
So we're not only going to share with you actual, honest to goodness, money-getting marketing strategies, and these are going to be coming directly from our friends and our mentors and customers who are...
We're also going to share with you a specialized training course called The 5 Laws. And it's totally free because, like we said,
this week is a celebration. So make sure you stay to the end of this video and take notes, obviously, on all of the amazing tips.
And show you how to get the 5 Laws training videos, $197 value, absolutely free.
You're about to hear from three kinds of entrepreneurs. First, you're going to hear from the best of the best. Now, these people are just at the top of their game. I mean, they're best-selling authors, members of the Fortune 500, and we got a lot of creative directors and particularly on the cutting edge of uber fast growers. These folks that went from 0 to 60 and did it fast. And you'll hear from the history writers. These are the people that but they went on these missions. Start with law number 1 of the 5 laws: creating email lists and webinar registrations.
Andy and Mike talk about registrations. How do we get them? Well, this is a 3-part template I've been teaching for about 15 years. And it first started on teleseminars, but it does translate going to physical events, webinars, livecast, and we use them on Google Hangouts, of course. And the template is why this, why us, and why now. But why this means why this topic? Why is this relevant and important to my viewer? And the second why is why me? Or why have we earned the right to talk about this topic? This is all on the landing page, either on video, which is typical autoplay, or written word, which is a transcription of that video right underneath. And then why now? Why is now the right time to get registered for this? Well, if you don't get them now, you never get them and you become irrelevant. So that's the 3-part template, and that is the way we get registrations. Why this? Why us? And why now?
I love webinar registration pages. I watch everybody's. I always look at them. I have a huge swipe file of people's screen captures of people's webinar registration pages. So I eat this stuff up. Probably the primary 2 things is, 1, it's mystery, which is, wait, what is this thing? Because when they go to webinar registration, think about the psychology. They're asking, do I already know this or not? And if we can make sure that the page says, you, and it's like, wait, what is that? If we can get them to say, what is that? Is it important to me? Then we're going to increase the conversions on that opt-in page, that registration page.
One of the first things that I have found that really helps, this might be the #1 thing we found to help, not only for the registration, but for also getting them onto the webinar, is specifics. So what am I talking about? Well, what are they going to get from your webinar, and in how many days will they be able to implement it? Those are 2 questions that I always love to be able to answer. So it's really like, don't sell the steak, sell the sizzle. So what are they going to be able to do in their lives with the webinar that you deliver to them, but also in how much time? And can they do it in 10 days, 12 days, 35 days? Obviously, the shorter the time, the better you convert. But what we have found is when you give someone something very specific to hold on to, that gives them a reason. It really gives them a desire. It gives them a drive to be there, rather than keeping something general like, we'll teach you how to be a master of business. That doesn't say much. You know, I'd rather say, we'll teach you 3 strategies to improve your efficiencies in business in 10 days or less. Now that is going to make even someone like me want to show up more, because I think, oh, I wonder what those 3 strategies are, and I can implement them so fast. So get specific, get to the point, and give them, the sizzle, but also a time limit on that sizzle, so that they really have a vision of what their life could be like in that many days.
Was the #1 thing that increased, for those opt-ins, but for me, registrations, is curiosity. And so, if you look at any of my webinar registration pages, typically there's 2 themes. Usually there's a picture you look at it, it's kind of like strange or weird, or just kind of, you can't really figure out exactly what it is, but it's interesting, it's intriguing. And then one headline is just really curiosity based.
One of my A/B testing showed that as soon as we take away, we get rid of bio on a landing page, our conversion rate drops about 40%. So we get 40% higher conversion rate if there is a bio on the landing page. Usually we write the bio depending on the talk. Okay, so we don't have I don't have one bio. We write the bio for the talk. For example, if I'm going to do let's say next week, I want to do a webinar on doing webinars. Okay, part of my bio, I will include that I was interviewed by Michael Sam and Andy Jenkins as the top 8 people who've been, doing exceptional webinars on Webinar Jam. Okay, I just include that in the bio, and so we kind of use bios that are aligned with the title of the event, and we rewrite every time we rewrite the bio. We don't use one generic bio. For our